we'd be foolish not to respect Anthony Joshua, what he possesses. Very dangerous guy. Very dangerous, always has been very dangerous. So, this is serious. This is a serious fight.
Daniel Dubois trainer Don Charles just broke down the fight between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois on 21st of September. Anthony Joshua is building momentum behind him once again. After 2 losses to Oleksandr Usyk and a cagey comeback against Jermaine Franklin, the former unified heavyweight champion rumbled into ominous form. He's run up 3 consecutive stoppage victories over Robert Helenius, Otto Wallin, and Francis Ngannou. He will be looking to continue in that style when he fights Daniel Dubois for the IBF heavyweight title at Wembley Stadium. Meanwhile, Dubois has been given the title of IBF champion, having previously held the title on an interim basis. The fight against Joshua will be his first defense of this title, and fans will be keen to see how he copes with the pressure and expectation of this new situation. Daniel Dubois stopped Filip Hrgović to win the IBF interim belt, putting himself in the spotlight. Usyk had asked the IBF to let him keep his belt for a planned rematch with Fury in December. However, the Ukrainian champion has since taken to social media to tell his followers he will be vacating the belt.
Hi everybody people, Anthony and Daneil, listen, I know IBF title important to you. Tell it my present to you on September 21. Guys, слава Богу за все, слава Україні.
Now Dubois and Joshua are expected to fight for the belt. Moreover, Daniel Dubois admits he's looking to make Anthony Joshua pay after the pair clashed during a heated exchange ahead of their world heavyweight title fight. During a face-to-face interview with DAZN, AJ stood up and confronted his rival after Dynamite, called for them to settle their differences right there and then, with the Watford man threatening to launch a chair at him.
If you want to go down,
a chair across your face. Don't disrespect.
No, you can't intimidate me.
Don't disrespect.
You can't intimidate me.
Don't disrespect.
You can't intimidate me.
Daniel, don't
Who do you
disrespect.
think you are?
Daniel, don't disrespect me. Can't put this face. No, don't disrespect me on my life. I want this little boy, don't disrespect me, bro.
Security quickly intervened to prevent the pair from coming to blows, but Dubois insists he wants to punish Joshua after the incident. What was going through my mind, the 27-year-old told Box Nation? A lot of different things, but I need to make him pay for them words on the night and shake him up. These guys, every one of my last few fights have had something to say before the fight, so yeah, I need to go in on one on the night. Dubois was confused about why Joshua got so worked up and insisted on being shown respect. He said, disrespect is not the right word, is it? We're in boxing. Is there respect in that ring? This is a fight. If you want respect, go and become a doctor. This is the fight game. I'm 100% ready to go out and fight. It's getting closer, 18 days. I'm on the home run to get to the Joshua fight on September 21st. During the exchange, AJ took exception to what he felt was a lack of respect from the champion, although Dubois says there will be no respect given until after the bout. There's no respect in boxing, he added. We're going in there to punch each other's heads in, so he's going to try and knock me out. I've got to try and knock him out. After the fight, there'll be respect, so it is what it is. Maybe I got to him mentally. I'm not reading too much into the mind games or anything. Dubois trainer Don Charles recently shared his perspective on the heated face-off. He said that it's a fight between fighters, and when the fight is agreed and both sit around the table, they are not friends there.
Well, every fight is personal. There's a guy who you're going to be facing off who's trying to take your head off, and you're going to try and take his head off. It's not more personal than other encounters with Daniel's been in. It's a fight. People don't realize it. Both fighters, the minute the fight is agreed and you're sitting around that table, you're not mates. Your tempers, vibes, everything. So
Charles further talked about AJ and his legacy, emphasizing the power and experience he possesses in the ring. He stated, "Okay, so you're talking about a guy who's very experienced and fought on the level and the people he has beaten and stuff, so this is serious." Charles finally expressed his confidence in his fighter and said his fighter, Dubois, will surely be victorious on 21st September in Wembley Stadium. He explained that if it's humanly possible, Dubois will retain his title, as he thinks they have put enough effort.
Been knocked off this position, yeah. If it's humanly possible, which we are humans, we're going to stay. My fighter will be victorious on the 21st of September in Wembley Stadium. The time is about timing, man. The time is right, feels so right. And we're doing the work that will aid Daniel Dubois.
On the other end, Joshua promoter Eddie Hearn brushed off the argument, stating that AJ doesn't need Dubois to respect him. He further explained that it depends on your mentality and if someone provokes you to go now.
Everything. If AJ wants respect, he should have been a lawyer and, smashing the cake with his face on it.
I don't think AJ's after. AJ doesn't need Dubois' respect.
No, of
But when you
course.
front him up and you say, let's go now,
You get a more charged
yeah, but
AJ.
everyone's different. You know, it depends what your mentality is, where you come from. I mean, if someone said to me, do you want to go now?
You do absolutely nothing.
Depends how big they were. But more so, for me, it's not that, you know, I don't have a fighter's mentality. AJ does.
His Excellency Turki Alalshikh hopes that the event on 21st September, headlined by IBF heavyweight champion Daneil Dubois and Anthony Joshua, will set a record for attendance for a boxing match at Wembley Stadium in London, England. The current record is the match between Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte, which attracted a crowd of 94,000 at Wembley Stadium on April 23, 2022. He wrote on X, "The general admission tickets for the legendary fight between Joshua and Dubois in Riyadh season card are sold out, with only a limited number of platinum and hospitality tickets remaining." Alalshikh even submitted a request to extend the capacity at the stadium. In another post, he wrote, "Due to high tickets demand, we've requested to extend the capacity at Wembley Stadium for the highly anticipated bout between Joshua and Dubois at Riyadh season card, Wembley edition. We hope to set a record for the largest attendance in boxing history at Wembley Stadium." After the biggest win of his career last time out, Zhilei Zhang is looking forward to the Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois fight. He is in a good position for a world title shot before hanging up the gloves, so we'll be watching closely as newly elevated IBF champion Dubois puts the belt on the line against Joshua this month. Zhang has long called for a fight with Joshua, motivated by avenging a second-round loss at the 2012 Olympics where AJ dropped him on the way to a points victory. Since turning pro, Zhang has said Joshua is and always will be avoiding him. However, he gave his prediction on the upcoming clash between Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua. He stated, "I personally favor Daniel Dubois to pull this off because he's on a surge. He's young. He's hungry. He has the fire in him. He had a beautiful knockout victory over Filip Hrgović last time, so I really have my faith in the underdog, and I believe he can win. I believe he will shock the world." He was then asked whether the fight would end inside the distance. He stated, "Maybe. It may end with a knockout. Joshua's chin is always suspect, in my opinion." Frank Warren, Daniel Dubois' promoter, advised that Anthony Joshua should start the fight aggressively and utilize his right hand to create opportunities for counterpunching. Warren expects both Joshua and Dubois to come into the ring with a powerful offensive strategy, as that's the usual approach for both fighters.
He's there to be countered, and that's when he'll get in trouble.
Do you think they'll both be very aggressive early on?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
So you don't anticipate a chess match?
No, they've not got that mentality. And Joshua won't want to be on his back foot, that's for sure.
The wait is almost over for the titanic clash between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. Someone who knows all about successful British fighters is trainer Adam Booth, who was a key man behind David Haye's rise to prominence in the late 2000s, and he's had his say on the upcoming bout. Giving his prediction on how he sees the fight going, Booth told Boxing Social that although AJ will be the favorite, Dubois could spring a surprise thanks to a key factor in his camp. Booth said, "It is an interesting one because AJ is the proven world-level campaigner. Dubois is the young fighter on the up. In his last two performances, he has really impressed. I think that Don Charles, Dubois' trainer, is an interesting ingredient in this because I know that Don Charles and AJ know each other really well from back in the day. I think that AJ must be the favorite because you can only make your assessment on the body of work that they have done, but it is heavyweight boxing, and when you have got a young, powerful, determined challenger whose confidence is growing, that is a challenge for any heavyweight at world level." He further added, "I don't think that it lasts long. Whoever wins, I think they will win inside the distance. I think that it is potentially a more intriguing fight. A lot of it depends on how Dubois goes about his job and whether he has scrubbed out the little mistakes that you could see being taken advantage of, but it is a great matchup." Otto Wallen, who last fought Anthony Joshua, thinks Daniel Dubois will face a tough challenge. Wallen suggested that if Dubois brings the same aggressive style he used against Filip Hrgović, he might run into trouble. However, Wallen also noted that Dubois could improve his chances by adopting a more defensive strategy.
I think that if Dubois comes out like he did in his last fight, got hit with a lot of shots from Hrgović. If he does the same with Joshua, I think it's going to be an early night. I think that Joshua is going to win within the first 5 or 6 rounds, if that happens. But if Dubois comes out with a little better defense and can hit Joshua with a few good shots, maybe make him doubt himself, then I think it could turn into a good fight. But it all depends if we all seen Joshua's power with Ngannou. So if he hits Dubois with those kind of shots and keeps hitting him, then it's going to be an early night. But I think that Dubois is a good fighter. So if he can come out and land a few shots himself, then it could turn into a good fight.
Kevin Lerena fought Dubois at a London stadium in 2022. The South African came close to winning, dropping Dubois 3 times in their first round before the Briton knocked him out. Lerena believes Dubois will be a formidable opponent for Joshua. Yes, he lost to Usyk, but look what Dubois has done to Jarrell Miller and Filip Hrgović in his last 2 fights. He's riding the crest of a wave. Confidence is sky high, and he's a serious heavyweight at the moment, Lerena told the Toe to Toe podcast. Lerena further explained that it's a 50-way 50 fight, as he thinks that both fighters have the potential to punch, but also favors AJ for his athleticism and phenomenal performances in the ring.
To be honest, Anthony Joshua is a phenomenal fighter, and I rate AJ highly. Super athletic, very strong, explosive. But if I look at, if we had to go and break it down, it's truly a 50-50 fight. The reason why I say that is because it sounds cliche, but both guys can punch. Both guys are good finishers, okay?
Tyler Denny, the European champion, said that both fighters have the destructive power to knock out each other. He picked AJ to get his hands raised against Dubois. He stated, "I think if I had to pick, I'd pick Joshua. I think they've both got the destructive power to knock each other out, which is why it's so fascinating. If I had to pick, I'd pick AJ." Moses Itama is in the perfect position to predict the bout after sparring with both men. The 19-year-old, dubbed Britain's Mike Tyson, Itama, has been in the ring with Dubois more than Joshua, but he's not using what happened during their gym sessions to predict the fight. Even though he gives Joshua the edge, Itama believes Dubois has a great chance to pull off the upset after recently picking up a career-best win over Filip Hrgović. 1,000,000%, he said when asked if Dubois can beat Joshua. "I just think AJ has got a bit more of a chance than Dubois. Dubois is not a fool. He didn't start boxing yesterday. I heard that he's been through the whole England program, the amateurs and all of that. I've got to give him a bit of respect, but I feel like what AJ has been through in his career will see him through." Carl Frampton said that it will be a brutal fight as he thinks someone will get knocked out. He explained that AJ is the favorite one and more favorable, but also said that he won't be surprised if Dubois eventually comes out on top.
Coming through the adversity that he came through in his last 2 fights probably gives him more of a chance. I think that certainly AJ's the favourite. They're heavyweights, and Dubois is brave. And what I can guarantee is someone gets knocked out. And I think someone probably gets knocked out in the first 6 rounds, if I'm being honest. You have to favour AJ, but wouldn't surprise me if Dubois does it. Just they're big men, big athletic men, and anything can happen.
Johnny Fisher is backing Anthony Joshua to win against Daniel Dubois next month, but he has warned Joshua to be careful. Although Joshua is the more experienced fighter and the favorite for the fight at Wembley Stadium, Fisher, who has sparred with Dubois, praised Dubois' powerful punches. "I am definitely favoring Anthony Joshua, but not by the margin that people expect. I reckon it is like a 55-60 to a 40-45 split in favor of Anthony Joshua," Fisher told Seconds Out. "Dubois can seriously whack. I have sparred him loads. His right hands can shake to your absolute core. I remember when I got hit by one, it was like an electric shock going through my body." He further said, "The jab of Dubois as well, it's like a right hand. Although I can't speak about sparring Anthony Joshua, I know that Dubois ain't no joke, and coming off of great wins over Jarrell Miller and Filip Hrgović, who had been the bogeyman for the last 2-3 years, to deal with him is impressive." So what do you think about this fight? Share your thoughts in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.